Okay, so today's question is, what does TSH have to do with fertility? Hey there, welcome to Ask the Fertility Experts, a daily Q&A show where we'll be answering your fertility questions. I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fab Fertile. We specialize in low AMH, high FSH, diminished ovarian reserve, and premature ovarian insufficiency or failure. I will be joined by Dr. Tabatha Barber. She is triple board certified in obstetrics, gynecology, menopause, and functional medicine. If you have a question, simply go to Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram, leave me a DM and drop your question there, and we will answer your question on an upcoming show. That's Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram. Okay, so today's question is, what does TSH have to do with fertility? Dr. Tabatha.
Oh boy. TSH has a lot to do with fertility. So thyroid is our master gland. It is kind of controlling the landscape of everything going on in our body. We usually think about thyroid as metabolism control, thermostat control, that type of thing, where you see changes with your weight, with your skin, with your hair, with your energy level. But think about the fact that your body, if it's in survival mode, it's not going to want to reproduce. That is just how our bodies were created, that if you are in a state of stress, imagine being a cave woman and you don't have any food and there's a tiger chasing you, your body doesn't want to carry a pregnancy. And so your thyroid is responsible for telling your brain and ovaries that you're in a safe situation and it's okay to reproduce. So if you are imbalanced, your thyroid is struggling because it's carrying the burden of your adrenals not functioning well, or you got too many toxins, or your gut is having issues, or immune system is attacking your own tissue, something's causing the thyroid to work overtime, then your thyroid's going to downshift and it's going to say, okay, what can we spare right now to survive and, stay alive? The first thing it's going to get rid of is your reproductive system. So if you are in survival mode, your thyroid is not going to let you reproduce. And so it's very much involved. And that's why we now understand that a TSH level above 2 often is associated with infertility. And the REI doctors are finally realizing that if you can get your thyroid optimized, that is telling your brain, okay, we're safe to reproduce. Now start that hormone, cycle back up, and the ovaries can respond, and usually you will have a normal period. When your thyroid is struggling, your period is one of the first signs of that struggle. Your period will either get lighter and go away if you're hyperthyroid, or it will get heavy and worse if you're hypo. So that is, they're very intimately connected, and you need to look at those warning signs.
Yeah, that was the case for me, and no one caught it. So I had, my late teens, all of a sudden the periods became so heavy that they would come and I would faint every time. Like, I remember just like passing out with the amount of blood I had. And then they became so irregular. They came twice a year. And then they eventually went away. So then I was diagnosed with premature ovarian insufficiency or failure. And all along I kept thinking my hair is falling out, my skin feels dry, my hands and feet are cold, and my TSH was 3. So I was told it was normal. But as we just said, below 2 or 1.5, and then as I started to optimize those things, then, my health came back. I discovered this, years later. So we see a theme with people with low AMH, high FSH, POI, POF, and DOR, diminished ovarian reserve, with thyroid imbalance. And just myopically looking at the TSH, not looking at the full panel.
Yeah. I mean, sex hormones are, the first thing to go when you're stressed, and they're the last thing to come back. So if you're having cycle issues, you need to look for the root cause. And it's often the thyroid, and the thyroid's imbalanced for a deeper root cause. So it's not even that your thyroid isn't working just because your thyroid doesn't work. I don't believe our bodies were created to just be in dysfunction. Our bodies were created to sustain and heal. Something is causing your thyroid to work overtime or to be attacked or to not work. And that's what you need to figure out to get your sex hormones in balance.
Thanks so much for being here. If you've got a question that you want answered, simply go to Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram, send me a DM, and we will answer your question on an upcoming show. That's Fab Fertile Inc. and send me a DM. And please refer to our disclaimer below. Take care.